Very good.
Okay, everybody, so welcome to this very special and very timely recording around the euro collapse. There's a real emergency happening right now. We've seen it coming towards us. We've been looking at it. It's almost like the Titanic, going towards the iceberg. They've already hit it. What do they do next? So welcome to this webinar. My name is Marcus de Maria. What you must do to protect yourself from the euro collapse or the dollar collapse or the debt domino or just the recession. What is it that you must do right now for yourselves and also your families, of course. So let's talk about this euro emergency then. How do you feel when you hear about countries like Greece, Spain, Italy, the euro on TV? Do you just feel nervous? Or do you feel a little bit more? Do you feel concerned? Or do you actually feel worried? You really should feel worried. Look, it's lunchtime now, so I'm going to keep this short and to the point. Why is Greece in trouble? Now, before answering that, let me just quickly introduce myself. My name is Marcus de Maria, and I've been a trader since 1999, so we're talking 12 years now, 12 years plus. And I now have traders who trade my strategies and money for me. We've been training people for 8 years, and these same people, just much like yourselves who are on a webinar now, who listen to me for the first time, are trading my money for me using my strategies. And my money right now is in stocks, it's also in forex, property, commodities, and business. So as you can see, I spread my risk. And over the years, what I've found is that the strategies that make me money are low risk, simple, and easy. And this brings me to what Warren Buffett considers to be his primary rules. Obviously, I'm hoping you've at least heard of Warren Buffett, or at least know of his reputation. He is the foremost and most successful investor in the world. Just to give you an idea, he's worth $46 billion, and he's done most of that through buying companies either public in the stock market or buying them outright privately. So an investor really, which is what I am as well, which I'm hoping that you are or will be as well after you hear this information. So really, rule number one for Warren Buffett is never lose money. Never lose money. That's the number one thing. Keep your money safe. Never lose it. Okay. Rule number two, very important. You might want to actually write this down. Rule number two is refer to rule number one. In other words, the rule number one is never lose money, and that is one of the most important rules that you have out there. So my concern is risk. I like low risk. So that brings us back to Greece. Not so low risk. When Greece applied for membership to the EEC, there were supposedly very strict rules, and some of these rules included debt rules about the amount of debt that they were allowed to take on. Now, like my students, or some of my students, not a lot of them, but one or two of them, it just amazes me that despite creating rules and blueprints, some of them break the rules. Now, specifically here, what they do is we teach a system where after you've learnt the system, you actually take on zero risk by going on to what we call a virtual trader. In other words, you do not risk your money. You can do this for as long as you like. It could be weeks, it could be months, it could be years, until you feel comfortable enough to go live investing and trading. But now and again, one or two of them, that's what they do, is they go live immediately into the market. They don't listen to the rules or the blueprints. Now, some of them have done very, very well as a result, but they've still broken the rules. And when the rules are broken, like Greece, traders can lose money. So let's turn our attention now to commodities. Until now, they've been fairly low profile, but over the last few years, they have really grown in profile, and you see them everywhere. I'm going to share some of them with you in just a moment, but what I want to share with you right now is because it's such hot news in the light of the world situation. That's why everybody's talking about commodities. Now, remember, I believe in spreading my risk. You remember that my money is in stocks, forex, properties, commodities, and business. Now, I really like commodities that are in demand. In other words, there are a lot of people or countries who need these commodities, but supply is very limited, or even almost non-existent. That's what we're looking for, because that means that if the demand is very high but the supply is short, what does that mean for the actual price? What does it mean? Well, it means that it's going to be squeezed up increasingly. So my question to you is, where is your money? Where is it? Okay? And how is it exposed? Now, what I want to do is I want to share some of these commodities here with you. So let's just have a look at some of these. So for example here, oil. Now, as you know, oil is used in so many different things. It's just crazy. You wouldn't believe. So, I mean, you know what oil is used for, a lot of them. But did you even, petrol, cars, fuel, etc. But did you know that it's used in plastic? So, for example, these plastic bags that you get from the supermarket, oil is used to form them. So, oil is up 365% in 10 years. Now my question here really is, have you been investing in oil? And if you haven't, where have you been putting your money? Is it in the bank? I'm going to come on to that in just a moment. Is it in, what have you been doing with your money? Oil is up 365% in 10 years. Think of the demand that has been going, and it's been going through the roof with limited supply. What about gold? Gold is up 515% in 10 years. Have you been investing in gold? Gold is considered an alternative to currency. So as these currencies are devaluing, people are fleeing. They're taking their money out of the banks. They're taking their money out of what they used to consider to be safe assets and putting them into gold. Now, notice the price of gold going up. This is why people are panicking, and you, quite frankly, should be as well. So what about this? What about silver? Silver is up 644% in 10 years. It was actually up a lot more. It was 800% in 10 years and rising. Listen, have you been investing in silver? Where is your money? Where is it? Is it in the bank? How much has it been making you? Platinum up 271% in 10 years. What about this palladium up 58%? Now that doesn't seem like a lot to you maybe, compared to what though? How much money have you been making? It's not a lot compared maybe to gold and oil, but it might be more than you're making in the bank. In fact, you're probably making less in the bank than ever before, and because of inflation, you're actually losing money by keeping it in the bank, and that's not all you're risking. By the way, I want you to know that palladium and platinum are probably not things that you've thought about investing, but they're what I call precious resources. In other words, they're scarce, and it's an asset, as Robert Kiyosaki would say. And it's so important because just one example is that there are going to be over 100 million cars manufactured in China by 2015. And each one of them is going to need platinum and palladium. And just think about the massive increase in demand as a result, and think about this as well. You probably haven't even thought about investing in any of these, and nor has anybody else. That's why the price hasn't yet rocketed, but it has rocketed in gold and oil and silver. Okay, so this is extremely important for you, and I'm going to show you this next slide in just a moment. Let's just go back to the palladium. Where is your money? Where is it? Is it in the bank? Okay, how exposed do you think that money is right now with the euro? What if the euro caused a run in one or two or more of the banks? Now, what I mean by a run on the banks is that people say, wow, my money is not safe. I'm going to go down to my local bank and I'm going to demand that they give me my money. What if the Spanish banks took a massive hit? Would that cause a repeat of the run on the banks back in 2007, like in Northern Rock? There were people queuing up asking for their money back, and the fact is that they don't have the money to give you. If you went down there right now and asked for your money out, they probably could still give it to you. But if enough people do it, they would not be able to, they would say to you, I'm sorry, we don't have it. And you would say, well, hold on a moment. This is my money. I've been saving this up. Give me my money. It's here. It's on a statement. I just got the statement outside there, and they said, look, I understand, but we don't have the money to give you right now. And what do you think that would happen? You'd call all your friends and family and go, oh my goodness, they'll try and go down their bank, and it would have a massive domino effect. And it has happened before, just very recently, like Northern Rock. I'm sure you remember that. On top of that, just away from the risk side, what returns are you actually getting in the banks? And we know it's next to nothing. So if you want a better return, you you have to tie your money up for more than 90 days with the bank. Then they might give you an extra percentage a year. Now, in these commodities that you just saw, you can invest in them, and it's extremely liquid. You can get in and out, and you can have your money back within days. Literally, if you wanted to, within 2 days, you can have your money back. So the important question here, as well as anything else, two things. One, how risky is your money where you have it right now? And as you can tell, it's extremely risky. Number two is, what is a better return that you can make on your money and where it is still liquid? And that is where commodities come in. So I have another important question for you. How much TV do you actually watch? Now, I'm not being funny here. It's obviously a personal choice for sure. But could you skip an episode or two of a program that actually probably doesn't even excite you that much in order to develop your financial future and that of your family? I am talking literally about 10 minutes a month. Could you spend 10 minutes a month, and if you were really eager, 10 minutes a day, but at least 10 minutes a month, could be 10 minutes a week, could be 10 minutes a day, developing your financial future and that of your family? Okay? And if the answer, if anything that I've said right now rings a little bit of truth, then you really should start focusing on that. So are you in any way scared about your savings? What if the banks go pop? We're hoping they don't, but what if they do? Can you imagine the consequences? Just take a second now just to think about it. It is not even bears worth thinking about. So how hard do you think it is to invest in, let's say, gold and silver if I tell you it just takes 10 minutes a month? There are 5 strategies that we would like to discuss right now. One of them is dollar cost averaging. I'm not going to go into what they are right now. All I'm going to tell you is that dollar cost averaging or pound cost averaging is extensively used in the investing community by the banks, for example, but other institutions such as fund managers. You can fully automate pound or dollar cost averaging, and we're looking at maybe 5 to 7% a year, a lot more than you're getting right now. And you can do this in your pension, you can do this in your ISA, you can do this in your normal money as well. And it's fully automated, so you will spend 1 hour only, 1 hour, setting it up, then it's fully automated. You do nothing again. Okay, this is called investing zero time. Number 2 is value cost averaging. This is 10 minutes a month. We're looking at between 7 to 15% here a year. Okay, and just 10 minutes a month. So I hope you've got that time. The next one is the buy-sell zone. Here we're looking at 10 minutes a week. Okay, but you're also looking for a higher return. You're looking at around 15 to 25% a year. So more returns here, but also a little bit more time, but only a little bit more time. What about this? Number 4, buffalo trading. Something that is very unique to what we do and what we teach is 10 minutes a day, just 10 minutes a day. And that's all you need in order to be aiming for approximately 36% a year. And then step number 5 is to leverage that same trading, not doing anything different, but just using some tax-free investment vehicles that we'd like to share with you. Tax-free, I repeat, tax-free, so you get to keep everything. In fact, all of these can be tax-free. Every single one of the ones that I'm talking about here, tax-free. We'd love to show you how to do that. Here you're looking more about trading because it's 10 minutes a day, so more time but also more money here as well. Okay, here, just imagine, look, if you are looking at 36, but forget about 72% a year, how about 36% a year? That is doubling your money due to the power of compounding effect every 2 years. Can you imagine on a £10,000 stake or initial capital, an extra 3,600, and in 2 years you would have doubled your money, so you would have got an extra £10,000 if you used the power of compound effect. What could you do with that? My real question to you here is, what is your plan B? Most people don't have a plan B. Most people stay poor, and they're going to be crushed. What's happening in Greece right now, you should be lining up. I tell you, the dominoes are lined up. Greece, Spain, Italy, Ireland. They're just like dominoes connected via the euro. One good shove, and they could all start toppling. So how do you insure yourself against this? Everyone that I know is scrambling to protect themselves. What are you doing? Now, I leverage my time by employing traders and staff. They trade my strategies and my money. So you don't necessarily know my team of traders yet. So what I'm going to ask you to do is to come along and find out what we are doing to protect ourselves. What are we doing? That's what I'm going to ask you to do. Okay? So how are we going to do that? This is for a financially life-changing event for anyone who really wants to protect themselves, who is really concerned about the euro, as you should be. You're wanting to make more cash. You're maybe even wanting to sack your boss. You want to secure a low-risk pension. And anyone who's really starting out trading and investing, and anyone maybe who is wanting to save time, money, and a lot of pain. This is ideal for anybody who realizes that they need a plan B. If you haven't realized that yet, wake up. Who wants to grow their wealth, or, I say and/or, wants cash flow. Really, you should be looking at both, not just one. Or it's for people who are really nervous about their future and who want to build up a nest egg later in life for themselves and their families. They're looking at their pension, they're thinking, it's just not enough. What can I do? Ideal for you. This is a one-day event. We're talking about 8 hours of pure content, and all it is to secure yourself from what is happening out there, and it's just a matter of time, is only £67 plus VAT. We want as many people as possible to get this information out there. You need to get this information. You need it as soon as possible to secure yourself, your future, financially, and that of your family. Now, there is limited seating and availability because it is going to be in our trading rooms, okay, and there is just limited availability there. We physically cannot fit more people there, so limited seating and availability. So to discover your plan B, you need to go as soon as possible. Please go right now to investment-mastery.com/euro. I repeat, www.investment-mastery.com/euro. Go there right now. You don't have much time. We only have a few more events. I think it's one event before we shut down for the summer. I'm not sure that Greece will even survive the summer, so now is the time. Okay, so if you're feeling in any way exposed, and you are, for example, if you have cash in the bank, you are exposed. If you have cash in the bank, come along and find out how to spread your risk. Go to investment-mastery.com/euro and do that now. This is both important and urgent, so please go ahead, go to investment-mastery.com/euro. And also we have something very, very special for you. We have a special early bird offer, and that's it. That's a buy one, get one free. And if that link is still up, investment-mastery.com/euro, that means that you can still partake. Buy one, get one free. Bring a family member. So go ahead and do that now to investment-mastery.com/euro. It is literally just 67 pounds for you plus VAT, and you can bring a family member along. You should bring them along as well so that they understand what is going on there. Listen, we're asking you just to invest £67,000 to really get the big picture. I have your interest at heart here. Spend some time with my traders. They will tell you exactly what they're doing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to ask whether there are any questions that you have. And what you can do is you can leave them now, and on the questions part of the panel, go ahead now, leave your questions, and I will answer them right now. So go ahead and do that. Any questions or anything that I just mentioned? This is live, so if you've got any questions, just go ahead. Otherwise, just go ahead, investment hyphen.
Hi, Marcus. I've had one question.
Okay.
Hey, Marcus, can you hear me?
I can. Hi.
I've had one question come through. What do you invest in? Do you invest in gold, silver, palladium? What do you personally invest in?
Right. So I personally invest the majority into silver, and the reason I do that is because there's more volatility in silver. Therefore, it moves a lot when the move comes. For my children, for example, in their SIP, would you believe I have two children? One is 1 year old, the other one is 3-year-old, and they both have pensions already. And I've invested in, let's see, palladium in one of them, the other one in silver as well. And so we're kind of spreading that risk throughout. Let's see, Marcus question. Thanks for your questions, guys. So, Livio, is there any way to attend the one-day seminar by remote via some internet way or so? There isn't, Livio, but if for whatever reason you can't make those dates, just send an email to better might be admin@investment-mastery.com. So admin@investment-mastery.com. Let them know that you can't make the one-day event, you can't make the dates, and they'll kind of see what they can do for you. Okay, admin@investment-mastery.com. There are some DVDs that you can order. What you do is you get the DVD, it's got 90 minutes of information on it, and then after that you have a one-on-one wealth consultation free of charge with one of my wealth consultants. I believe that at the moment the DVD is just £10. So go ahead and admin@investment-mastery.com. Let's see. Thank you, Livio. Owen, do you teach the Buffalo strategy at the one-day event? It's only one day, and I've been trading for 12 years, so we will definitely cover the Buffalo strategy. We will spend some time on it, but we won't be able to go through every single one of the 5 rules on that one-day event. So if you like, this webinar is to get you to take action, to understand what's going on. The second one is the one-day event. This is a seminar. There'll be maximum 30 people in the room, and it'll be a whole day, and we'll be covering a wide range of topics. But it's not enough to be getting you to be an expert in what to do, clearly, because it is just one day. I hope you appreciate that. There are some steps after that. There we have workshops where we actually have computers each, where we'll be placing trades together. There we have several of my traders actually holding you by the hand. What I'm proposing, though, is for a very low amount of money, very low risk, for you to have an overview of what it is that we do, so that it's really a low risk event for you to really try this out, to see whether this is something that you can do, whether you feel comfortable doing it, and also a lot of information that you can go and take away and implement immediately. Okay? So guys, I look forward to seeing you at this event, www.investment-mastery.com/euro. Owen, I hope I answered your question. I hope to see you at the event. And thank you, everybody. If you've got any more questions, please don't hesitate. Dave, any more questions?
Yeah, just one quick question. How much money would you recommend is the minimum you need to invest in commodities?
Great, thank you. You don't need that much money as opposed to, let's say, property, for example, where you need a hell of a lot of money. It depends what vehicle you start with. You can start from around £500, but I would say a really good amount to start off with is around £1,500 to £2,000. It's a really good amount to start off with, and I have to say the more the better, because obviously, if you had £100,000, then you don't need to be making that much return on a monthly basis, and we are going for monthly returns here in order to start earning a lot of money. So you can start with relatively small amounts.
Another question here is, do you actually physically, for instance, if you bought gold, do you physically get gold, or do you just buy what do you get?
That is a good question, and it's a question that I get asked a lot, and I think that we'll be covering that really on the one-day event. But for me, it's a mixture. It really is starting off not purchasing the gold, doing a little bit of it's not trading, it's not investing, it's kind of in the middle of the two. I want to explain that during the one-day event. For want of a better word, it's invest trading. It's a mixture of the two. It's kind of the sweet spot. Do that, get some cash coming in, then you can start investing in the physical gold and the physical silver. I do invest in the physical silver, but I also do the other, which is to actually do investing on for want of a better word, it's an ETC. Okay, so but we'll be covering that during the actual one day. So thanks, guys. Please make sure that you go to investment-mastery.com/euro, and we will see you there, and I look forward to that. Take care now.